Welcome to IQD DINAR News, your go-to source for the latest updates on currency exchange rates, revaluation news, and insights into the Iraqi dinar. Stay informed and ahead of the curve with our timely analysis and breaking developments. The statement from Firefly about the abandonment of currency auctions is significant in the context of Iraq's economy and its currency, the Iraqi dinar, IQD. To understand its importance, it's crucial to grasp what currency auctions are and why their potential abandonment could be a major shift for Iraq's financial system. Currency auctions have been a tool used by the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, to stabilize the exchange rate of the IQD by controlling the supply and demand of US dollars within the economy. These auctions involve the sale of US dollars to local banks and other financial institutions to meet the demand for imports and other dollar-denominated transactions. However, these auctions have been criticized for being inefficient and prone to misuse, such as facilitating corruption or money laundering. The auctions were originally designed to stabilize the IQD's value against foreign currencies, but their effectiveness has been increasingly questioned. With reports stating that the auctions may be abandoned by the end of the year, this signals a potential turning point for Iraq's monetary policy and economic reform. The abandonment of currency auctions would likely be a pivotal move toward achieving a free market exchange rate for the Iraqi dinar, which would have far-reaching consequences for the country's financial system and broader economy. For years, the Central Bank of Iraq has used currency auctions as a mechanism to keep the dinar artificially stable. The auction process helps manage the liquidity of foreign currency, especially US dollars, in Iraq. By offering US dollars to banks and licensed currency traders, the CBI aims to keep the IQD within a narrow trading band against the dollar, thus preventing excessive volatility. This method has helped maintain a semblance of stability in a nation where political and economic uncertainties are rife. However, these auctions have not come without significant drawbacks. One of the main criticisms is that they have created opportunities for corruption and the illicit flow of funds. Over the years, there have been numerous reports of abuse of the system, where companies or individuals purchase US dollars at the auction under the guise of legitimate trade but then transfer these funds abroad or hoard them, contributing to capital flight. These fraudulent activities undermine the local economy by reducing the amount of foreign currency available for actual trade and development purposes. Furthermore, the auctions have become an inefficient mechanism for controlling the currency in an economy that has undergone significant change since the US invasion in 2003. Iraq's political and economic systems have faced constant instability due to ongoing sectarian violence, foreign interference, and widespread corruption. All of these factors have made it difficult for the CBI to sustain the auction process in a way that truly benefits the economy. The news that Iraq might abandon this system before the end of the year is a signal that policymakers are seeking to modernize the country's financial system and eliminate some of the loopholes that have allowed for corruption. It also suggests that the government and the CBI are preparing to transition the dinar to a more freely traded currency. By eliminating the auctions, the market, rather than the central bank, would play a larger role in determining the exchange rate of the dinar. This transition could help stabilize the economy in the long term, but it is not without risks. A move toward a market-driven exchange rate could cause initial volatility in the dinar's value. While currency auctions have kept the exchange rate relatively stable, this stability is artificial. Without the auctions, the dinar could depreciate significantly in the short term, especially if there is a high demand for US dollars or other foreign currencies. A depreciation in the currency could lead to inflation, making imported goods more expensive for Iraqi citizens. Given that Iraq is heavily reliant on imports for many goods, from food to technology, this could cause a short-term shock to the economy and negatively impact the purchasing power of ordinary Iraqis. However, the long-term benefits could outweigh these short-term challenges. For one, eliminating the currency auctions would curb many of the corrupt practices that have plagued Iraq's financial system for years. A more transparent and open currency market would make it harder for illicit activities to occur. Additionally, a market-driven exchange rate would reflect the true value of the dinar, allowing for more accurate economic planning and foreign investment. Investors are more likely to trust a currency whose value is determined by market forces rather than one that is artificially manipulated by a central bank. In the context of Frank's statement, the abandonment of the auctions is seen as an essential step toward achieving a new exchange rate for the dinar. Frank is hopeful that this change could come even before the end of the year, indicating that he believes the country is ready for a significant shift in its monetary policy. A new exchange rate would likely be one that reflects the dinar's true market value, as opposed to the rate that has been managed through the auction process. This change could also coincide with the introduction of lower denomination notes, which would be necessary if the dinar were to revalue at a higher rate. Lower denomination notes would be needed for everyday transactions, as higher value notes would become cumbersome if the value of the dinar were to rise significantly. This ties into the broader context of discussions about their revaluation, RV, of the Iraqi dinar. For years, there has been speculation and debate among investors and currency watchers about whether the dinar will revalue to a much higher rate. The rationale behind this speculation is that Iraq, with its vast oil reserves and potential for economic growth, is in a position to significantly increase the value of its currency. However, the country's economic instability, corruption, and dependence on oil revenues have made such a revaluation difficult to achieve. The potential abandonment of currency auctions could be seen as one of the final steps necessary before a revaluation can take place. Without the auctions, the dinar would be allowed to float more freely, and its value would be determined by the market. If Iraq's economy improves, particularly through reforms and increased foreign investment, the dinar could appreciate in value. This is the scenario that many dinar investors hope for, and it is likely the outcome that Frank alludes to when he expresses optimism about the auctions ending before the end of the year. It's also worth considering that a revaluation of the dinar, if it happens, would have significant implications not just for Iraq, but for the global currency market. Iraq's economy, while relatively small compared to major global economies, plays an important role in the Middle East due to its oil production. A revalued dinar would impact trade relationships, foreign investment, and potentially the balance of power in the region. Countries and investors who hold significant reserves of dinars could see substantial gains if the currency appreciates in value. In conclusion, the abandonment of Iraq's currency auctions by the end of the year could be a transformative step for the country's financial system. It would likely lead to a market-driven exchange rate for the dinar, which could result in short-term volatility but ultimately pave the way for a more stable and transparent economy. Frank's optimism about this change reflects the hope that Iraq is moving toward a new exchange rate and possibly a revaluation of its currency. For Iraq, this would mark a significant milestone in its post-war economic development, and for investors in the dinar, it could represent the long-awaited opportunity for a significant return on their investment. However, the outcome of such a move is still uncertain, and much will depend on how Iraq navigates this transition. Thanks for tuning in to IQD Dinar News. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. For more updates on the Iraqi dinar and global currency trends, hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.